Holy mackerel. So, again, my name is Krista Marie Miller. I'm at Conscious Life Expo 2020, and we are here with the Expansion Network. And I have, sitting next to me, Julia Cannon. Such a true blessing. Holy mackerel. And I had a most intense personal experience this morning, and you came in and you were just my strong confirmation. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And thank you. This is so exciting.
I know. So, Julia, you took over your mom's work, correct?
Yes.
And that is quantum healing hypnosis technique.
Correct. Yes. Very good. Very good.
I've done my homework. And I was talking with my dear friend who does this, and she said it's recovery and cataloging of lost knowledge.
Of lost knowledge. Yeah, that's what Mom called what she did.
Got it.
And because it's like you're going into the past and you're getting all this information that's just been lost.
Right.
And when you go into their lives and everything, and then you get to this bigger knowledge. So it's just, these are things that people used to know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, back in the ancient mystery schools and things.
Yes.
In fact, that was us in other lives. We had that information, but it got lost in that it didn't get written down. But it's not lost in that it's inside of us.
Yes.
And now we're bringing it back. So that's the recovery of lost knowledge.
I like that. Cool. I'm glad you were able to explain that. And in case you did not know, her mom is Dolores Cannon, who started quantum healing hypnosis technique,
Correct.
QHHT.
Yes, yes.
And what age did you realize that, did she teach you growing up the expansionness? Like, what was your growing
well,
up
you
like?
have to understand what was going on at that time. I mean, we're talking about, like when I was growing up, we're in the 60s, okay?
Yes.
And that's when she was starting to find some of these things. But these were happening when this wasn't out there,
No.
you know, this wasn't normal. None of these things were normal. There weren't metaphysical shops.
Right.
There weren't new age anything. Nothing.
Yes.
It's like, and so when she just happened into this world, I mean, this is like, we just all kind of grew into it together. But she was always interested in the unusual, the unexplained. She has probably every single Fate magazine. I don't know if you're aware of Fate magazine. Okay.
Like the Inquirer?
It's a Fate magazine. It was a magazine that started in the 50s, and I think she has every single.
So it's actually called the Fate
magazine. Fate.
Thank
Yes,
you.
Yes. and it was kind of that's what happened to kind of introduce people. Just it was about ghosts. It was about just different things. It's kind of like just to start stretching the mind. So that was out there, and she was always getting that. She knew how to read palms, you know, so she was interested in things that were different. And so that way, I was raised with that, you know,
Yeah.
and because we were a military family, we were traveling all the time, so we weren't so entrenched in just small town or just one place thinking. It was a very open world and open minds, you know, so
love that.
so that's what I was raised with, and then I just I grew along with her. She was finding things really, and we were just exploring because I'm very curious. We're both very curious. We love this stuff, and we just play with it all the time.
That's what keeps us alive, is our curiosity and our
Exactly.
constant. Once we think we know something, it's like we know nothing. And it's
Very
so much
true.
fun. Very cool. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you have a book called Soul Speak.
Yes.
Is Speak the Language of the Body.
Yeah, Soul Speak, the language of your body.
Language of your body. I
Yes,
love. Oh
yes.
my goodness, that just rings so hard. So true to my heart as well.
Very good.
What is the book about?
The book is about, it originated from work that my mother was finding as she was doing her sessions, and I'll explain what it is or anything, but then as I started understanding, because she'd come home from her session, she's like, oh my gosh, guess what I learned today? And so then I started taking that information and then just elaborating on it. Because I have a background of being a registered nurse, and I'm fascinated with the body, and that's what she was coming back with information from sessions on, you know, if this part of the body has a problem, this is the message. This is what we are trying to tell this person through their body. And so that started making so much sense, and I was like, there's something to this.
Yeah.
And then my higher self started saying, you got to write this book, and I'm like, I don't know. No. And that's all in the book, my resistance to it. But anyway, so long story short, I did write it, but it's all about what they are trying to tell us, what our higher self is just trying to tell us, and they're using the body because we won't listen any other way.
No.
And so it's like, okay, we'll do it through this.
Yeah.
And it's like each of the body parts and the systems and things like that, and what ailments in those areas mean. And then the process of how to get the direct message, and then what to do about it, how to fix it, how to get the healing.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So explain QHHT a little bit.
Okay.
How is it different than regular hypnotherapy?
Okay. QHHT, or Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique, is where it's different. It's a healing hypnosis technique that my mother developed over years and years and years. And what's so different about it is it will just direct shoot you to the core of any issue. You get your answers to your questions. And you get right there to it. And with that, you get dramatic healing, you get insight, you get overview, you get perspective, from this whole session. And so by that, so you're able to, you're not dancing around and having to do a whole lot of work and everything. It's one session, takes care of everything. And the other beautiful, probably the most beautiful thing you get from a session is you find out your guidance team. You get that connection. You see who it is, what it is that you are communicating with that works with you.
Wow.
And it teaches you that you can communicate.
Absolutely.
And then it shows you, okay, when you can do it here in a session, now you can do it, now you know what it feels like, now you know what it sounds like, or whatever, how it came through. Now you can do it in the conscious state. And that's probably the most, because that's all the messages. I bet it's the kind of messages you're getting is, you are your own channel.
Yes.
The answers are all within.
All within.
And that's what this is showing people. Yes, you have the answers. You don't need to go to somebody outside of yourself to get those answers.
Yeah. No.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. It was my big aha moment today.
Yes.
It was like, wow, it's always been there. It's always been there.
Yes. Yes.
It's just you got to pay attention to the signs and
Absolutely.
and the little nudges from your higher self. So what kind of, when your higher self is trying to nudge you, what sensations come about in the body?
When they're you mean like if they're, the body's not meant to be sick.
No.
It's not meant to have aches and pains, nothing. So any of those things, those are messages. That's from the higher self.
Yeah.
Trying to go, hey,
hello. I know, wake up. So, it makes so much sense.
Right.
Very cool. So do you have any workshops or classes? You have a school, correct?
Yes, the Quantum Healing Hypnosis Academy.
Yes.
And you can find out about it on QHHTofficial.com.
Official. Okay.
Official, And then that lists all the classes we have going on. We have an online class for the level 1.
Okay.
And then we also have live classes. And we have one coming up here in like 10 days in Miami, Florida.
So you have to be in person to do the classes?
Yes, and that one, or you can do the online course, and you can do it at the comfort of your own home.
Oh, beautiful.
And at your own pace.
What's the difference between the online and the live?
The biggest difference, it's the same material, so that way there's no disadvantage for either one. The biggest difference with the live class is the camaraderie, and you're with like-minded people, and plus there are 2 days where you get to practice on each other, so you get application immediately.
So you get to practice right away.
Right away, and then there's also a day after that of feedback of your experience.
Wow.
So,
yeah, the instant feedback.
Yes.
That's what I like too. I like that instant gratification. Bring it.
Right.
Very cool. All right. Wow. I'm just in awe, and it's amazing. So, what's been your biggest lesson takeaway from working with QHHT?
That anything is possible.
Yeah.
Anything and everything is possible. There are no limitations except ourselves. We are the ones that do it.
It's true.
It's just our own belief system, our own, anything.
Yeah, anything is possible.
And that's what they want. There's nobody trying to hold us back. They want us to expand and be our absolute most
glorious selves.
Yes.
Yes, because that's what we are. We are meant to live our blissed life.
Yes.
All the time.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So give the website one more time.
QHHT, Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique,
yes.
Official.com.
Wonderful. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's been a true pleasure.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.